KFMA.com. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Gotcha, bitch. No.
Stop selling it. Stop selling it. You don't act like it's that bad. Is it too loud for you?
Sometimes I wasn't expecting to get got.
Oh, yeah, you got. That's what you get. Well, good. Stop selling it, though. It's not that big of a deal. It's by now, it's been a couple months. We do the same kind of open here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com. Beef Vegan Presents is live on this Friday, September 2nd. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning, Scaredy Cat Powers.
Hello there.
Yes. There you go. That's the last time. Okay,
Thank
I promise.
God.
I won't do it again. All right, I lied. I instantly lied.
My nerves.
Yeah, okay, stop selling it. Seriously, don't be a little bitch. You're a man. Man up. It's just a little wake-up sound effect. You got this.
I was gone for a few weeks, so I'm not used to all this.
Well, now I got to whip you back into shape, dude. You came back soft. WSA or SAWFT, right?
Soft?
Yes. So you came back with an accent, sound like a little beezy. And now it's time to man you back up.
Okay.
Welcome back to the show. And yes, sound effects happen. Okay. We know this, right? Rico, I mean, this is something I feel like you'd have my back on.
The sound effects?
Or just, manning up. This guy's got alpha up a little bit, right?
I'm not even awake enough to even react to any of these sound effects.
Oh, he's just numb to it.
I'm numb.
Exactly. Like a real man. That's how you do it. You be numb to these sound effects.
Sound effect war veteran.
That's right. There you go. So, I do have a bunch of those. This is like Free Stuff Friday today. So here's what's going down today leading into Labor Day weekend. First off, I hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend planned, even if it's just taking the extra day off, okay? To celebrate this, we will give you a bunch of stuff going into Labor Day weekend, including at 8 o'clock, a brand new promotion that we're going to do each and every Friday leading into the Hailstorm show. Mm-hmm. Now, the label came at me and they're like, hey, we want you to do something different for Hailstorm. Like think of a fun little promotion that you could do to give away tickets on your show. And I was like, okay, yeah, let me smoke some weed on it and I'll get back to you. So I did. I smoked some weed, a sativa, if you will. And then I paced around in my backyard a little bit. And then I got on to the old Wikipedia and stuff, started going down the rabbit hole of Hailstorm. And then I rediscovered and reminded myself that, wait a second, Hailstorm consists of a brother-sister, right? They're a family band, and they're the ones who started it. So in honor of that, we're going to play The Feud today. So here's how this is going to happen if you want to win tickets for Hailstorm. At 8 o'clock this morning, I'm going to start with caller number 10. And, we're going to go to the surveys where we ask 100 people a question. And the first person to give me the number one answer on the board will win their tickets for Hailstorm. Simple as that. That's going to be super fun. Of course, that doesn't stop there. That's just the beginning of, our giveaways. Now, when I talk about the feud and everything, I notice like the face that you're giving me here, Powers. You're not excited about the feud?
I'm excited about the feud.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, it's bringing the feud. We love the feud here on the show.
I thought I helped conceptualize this whole concept. Didn't I name it?
No, not really. What did you name it? What's your name?
Like Friday Family Feuding or something like that?
Oh, yeah. So you added Friday to Family Feud. It's brilliant.
I'm a genius.
Yes. So I'll make sure that the label gives you residuals off every future album of Hailstorm because of that.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, dropping that genius number on there.
Steve Harvey's going to steal all of it.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Sup, player? All right. So we have that. And then, we play this game with amongst ourselves every now and then and post videos about it. It's called Heads Up. So at 7 a.m., we're going to play Heads Up where you guys are basically going to team up with Rico and Powers, and whoever can win a round of Heads Up is going to win tickets for Shinedown.
Oh.
Yeah. I also have tickets for A Day to Remember. I'm going to squeeze that in there somewhere. And I have gift certificates to Dante's Fire. So, and they're $20 gift certificates. Of course, Dante's Fire is on Grant, and Chef Ken Foy was in studio yesterday, and I was just out of it yesterday. So I didn't give away all my gift certificates, so I have extra ones. He's the Iron Chef winner. And Dante's Fire is a place where you want to take a date to close the deal, right? Yes. He said many of his customers go there on dates and have successful ratios. Like, hey, I went here for dinner on my date night and then went home and made sweet love thanks to the delicious meals and cocktails at Dante's Fire.
And the sexy grilled cheese.
Yes, it's a very sexy place to take a date. You know, it's no Chili's. I'll tell you that much right now.
That's right.
Yeah, so it is a great atmosphere. So here's what I'll do to start off the show on a Freaky Friday. If you are going to go on a date this weekend and you want to take your date to Dante's Fire, then call right now, 600 KFMA, that's 600-5362. I'll give you a $20 gift certificate, but here's the deal. If you get laid, then you have to call me on Tuesday to give me a follow-up and let me know that it worked. And you got some of that Dante's Fire booty, you know, and let me know if the booty was fire. I mean, I already got somebody calling.
Oh.
Yeah, so like straight up. So let's see if this person, I got a couple people calling. I'll ask some questions, okay? I'm not just going to give it out all willy-nilly. I need to know this is going to be legit. Let's see. Rock 1 2.1, who's this?
Jeff.
All right, Jeff. So what's your dating situation like? Are you talking to a girl right now?
No, sir.
Oh, well,
I
then,
am married.
See, I was going to say, is this a type of date night where a husband or a wife could say, it's a date night?
right. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't use those terms because date night is kind of, no.
All right, stand by, Jeff. Maybe I'll have you call back here in a minute. But I'm looking for somebody single trying to get laid. You know what I mean?
Oh, gotcha.
All right.
I'm still trying to get laid. Remember, women that are married don't put out.
I know, that's true. That's true. But, you know, usually you go on these dates and you go to someplace delicious like Dante's Fire, then you just end up overeating and going to bed early and not having sex. Stand by, Jeff. I'll shout you out if I have another one. I might be able to hook you up still, but let me answer this other phone call.
All right, brother.
All right, cool. All right, let's go to this. Rock 1 2.1, who's this?
Hey, Beef, it's John.
All right, John. So are you currently talking to somebody, like dating someone?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, so
Yeah, you guys.
Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live on the podcast broadcast. You can join us on our social media pages. That's on Rock 1 2.1 or on YouTube.com/Beef Vegan or even on Twitch. Good morning, everybody. Please welcome into the studio our film critic extraordinaire, Mr. Herb Stratford. Good morning, Herb.
Morning.
Morning. Yeah. That's good. Undersell it.
Can you feel the enthusiasm?
Yeah, dude. I mean, you were here
Sorry.
last week. It's
I'm
been a
sorry.
couple weeks, Herb.
I know, it's true.
Jesus. All right. We have so much to get to
We do.
on air and off, but like, let's get right into a movie that I'm looking forward to dropping into theaters this weekend. And that's this Gigi and Nate.
Are you really looking forward to it?
Why not? This is based off a true story,
It
and
is.
it involves a monkey.
No, I'm
What's not to like?
All right, I'm sold.
Right. I knew you
No,
would
I'm
be.
just surprised that you would be sold on it because it seems outside of your wheelhouse.
Oh, because I have a heart?
No.
Because I don't have a heart. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. No, here's the thing. Yesterday it was at 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, geez.
But you know what? It was just because there weren't enough reviews. You know what I mean? You know how they always, they had 12 reviews and it's at 0, right? So
Did they mess up and cast a monkey who has no acting chops? Because that could happen.
No, you know what? I got to tell you, I actually it sort of tugged on the heartstrings a little bit. You're right. It's a true story about a kid. He has an accident. It's not like a stupid accident, like a drunk driving accident or something. He has an accident. He ends up paralyzed. He's really sort of struggling. He was about to go to college. Now his whole life is screwed up.
Right.
And his dad's Jim Belushi, which would probably screw you up too.
See, I didn't know
and,
Jim Belushi was in this. I'm on
Yeah.
I'm on the fence now.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And so anyway, they end up getting him a service animal, and as you just said, it's a monkey
Okay.
named Gigi, who was rescued from some bad stuff.
The
So
Congo.
so it's like
Running
you've
drugs
got-
for the cartel.
you got this they have to sort of help each other, right? You know what I mean? There's a little trust factor, takes a while. And then of course, once he's got this cool monkey, well, he's a cool kid again because he's got a monkey.
Oh yeah,
You
chicks
know?
dig monkeys.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
And then of course, we're headed towards an act 3 where something goes south and the monkey and him get separated and what's gonna happen?
Yeah, did CPS get involved, take the monkey away because the monkey would step out of line and they would catch this kid spanking his monkey?
It was coming.
Yes,
It
yes.
was
Hey, don't
coming.
say that on the radio.
Yeah, exactly. After he spanked his monkey. Yeah.
APS, so it was Animal Protection Services. So
Okay.
yeah. But the guy that plays the young man who gets paralyzed, he does a great job. And yeah, the monkey, I'm actually surprised if maybe this is a real service monkey. They had to do I didn't think that was a thing, frankly, that you could have a service monkey, but apparently you can. So
That's a different thing. Say it into the mic, Rico. What did you say?
I said you haven't lived in LA that long.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you know,
Service snakes.
I know somebody the other day had a service, a comfort crocodile, right? So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
stranger things have happened. So yeah, this movie's actually pretty sweet. And the fact that it's a true story is even sort of sweeter, right? Because it's real. It's not like made up. And you know, and this kid, he's a real person.
Let me ask you this on behalf of all my woke friends out there. Is this actor, is he really a paraplegic or
No.
is he able-bodied?
No, he's able.
They cast an able-bodied.
Yeah, I know.
What the F is this? Hollywood?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out.
There you go. You started in, now you're out.
Yeah, you can't cast an able-bodied in a position where he's acting like he's not an able-bodied. You just can't. Not
It's not like
nowadays.
he's like a white woman playing Japanese woman or something.
You're right.
You
Same
know?
thing.
That would never happen.
Right. All right. We have more with Herb Stratford. We're going to continue the conversation on the podcast broadcast. Be back with more of what else is coming to theaters that you might be excited about, and of course our streaming services. Plus, we'll geek out on She-Hulk. It looks like Herb and I are on the same page, but Powers, oddly enough, is not. May not be a fan of the She-Hulk. Let's discuss this next on the podcast broadcast. Clear. Now, Rico, have you even watched the She-Hulk? Probably not, right?
No.
Yeah.
Not one episode.
Too busy like working out and creating content and stuff like that.
Doing
Ouch.
the Hulk routine.
Yes. Trying to become real life Hulk as opposed to.
Can I just say that on that last segment real quick? Like if I'd had a bingo card for the jokes he's about to make, I was like, spank the monkey. He's going to say something about it not being a real actor that's doing this. I was like, that you just crushed that.
I'm not. What, are you saying I'm not predictable though?
No, it was just, this is all good
It
stuff.
was teed up for
brand.
you.
All right. I had to go on brand. Well, I mean, I hope people didn't see the able-bodied thing coming from a mile away, but I mean, he looked like he wasn't able-bodied, so that's good.
No, he does it.
Yeah,
He does
and
it.
I'm just saying, like any actor nowadays who plays a gay man on screen, got to at least suck 3 dicks before.
Minimum.
You just have to.
You
Well,
gotta
if he's
have
in
your punch
Hollywood, he's
card.
made it. I mean, obviously, he's already 2 dicks in.
That's true. That's true. He got through the casting process.
You're right.
Yeah, and he's like, I was just trying to be a Power Ranger. I sucked like 3 dicks. I did.
Orphan time.
That's right. Now he's a power bottom.
All right, so yeah, let's talk about She-Hulk. We haven't got, but there's 3 episodes, and we still haven't gotten to the episode where She-Hulk bangs a dude, which I predicted that was going to increase like the search for Amazon porn.
Yeah.
And
it's coming.
yes, see, so Herb promised me before the 4th episode, so it's going to be the next episode.
Yep.
That she actually bangs a dude. Spoiler alert. I'm stoked about that. Of course, it's Disney Plus. They're not going to show much, but they did show her twerking with Megan Thee Stallion yesterday. That was enough for my spank bank to carry me over to the next week.
God.
It was pretty nice. Have you not seen that?
No, that's the one. So maybe it's just the fact that this is, again, am I just aging out? Where I'm like, just like when you try to make, let's watch the VMAs. I don't know anybody anymore.
First off, you can't say you're aging out because everything about your entire persona has aged out at the age of 6.
Oh,
Look at your outfit
I
and
mean,
stuff.
yes, obviously. But you get what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't know who that is.
She doesn't look like a horse.
I don't
She's
know
not
that
a
celebrity.
no, but the
Baloney.
VMAs are weird. Like I every year I'm like I should watch, and then every year I'm like, why did I watch?
Yeah.
I
Right,
don't
'cause-
know.
So
I don't
I don't know who that celebrity,
Yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion was at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all the jokes about it, the 30 references to this legend,
Yeah.
so she's Alex Trebek is something really important.
She-
like is I'm like, okay, so those jokes didn't really work
Yeah.
at all. And then
Yeah.
here's so now aside from that episode, is She-Hulk likable? Like, I don't know if I like her. Like, I'm like, I don't like her.
I don't know.
Sounds like you're the one who's green with envy.
Well,
Uh,
I think I will tell you, I was on this fence with the same way you were with her. I was like, I know her as an actress. I'm like, I understand the casting, but it didn't work with her and Ruffalo in the first episode. I'm like, I'm not digging her. I'm not sure I'm on for the ride.
A little too cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
feeling better after 4 episodes. So give it one more.
Okay.
And then pass judgment.
Because it's an identity crisis
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
having. So and that
Wait
might
till
be
you
the
see
end
her
of this.
bang a dude and then decide
Yeah.
whether or not you like her.
That's all beef needs.
That's what brought Herb back. He was on the fence till
I
episode
was.
4.
I was.
Episode 4, we know she bangs a dude.
Yeah.
wait
So
until she
funny.
busts out the Hulk hands.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
See what happens.
It is interesting to think that, okay, so, she became She-Hulk because Bruce Banner's blood got into her system. If I banged She-Hulk without a condom, would I at least get a Hulk-like dick demeanor? Like if I got angry, would my dick Hulk out?
Hulk pox.
I liked how we went high on this one.
Well,
we
that's
didn't
high.
go low.
There's an
We didn't
opening.
go low.
What if I
Yeah.
banged She-Hulk while she was on her period?
Yikes.
Purple.
I'm
Is
gonna
that
go.
how we
out.
create a
I'm
new
gonna go.
species?
And scene.
I'm just saying there are possibilities. There's a lot of loopholes in this story. Okay. Either way, I do enjoy it for what it is, and it's it's not necessarily a thinker. It's just one of those. It's a cameo lace show. Every episode there's a new cameo, right? Is episode 4? Do we get another cameo?
I'm not going to spoil anything beyond what I've already spoiled. But I mean, yeah, it basically it's teed up for that. You know what I mean? It is sort of the the story wrap up of the week. Oh, we're going to wrap up Abomination. Oh, now we're going to, you know what I mean? It's like all these loose ends. So
Okay.
it is sort of set up for that, where her larger journey is taking place over the whole season, but you have these things that drop in, and it's like, who's next? Which is sort of exciting. And I like the way that she breaks the fourth wall, and she's like, didn't see him coming back. You know what I mean? It's like it's fun. It's different. I like it.
Did you hate Wong
No,
in this episode?
Loved it, but Wong was also, his personality was very different. And let me ask you this much about the MCU. Like, was Wong dumb in this one? Seemed kind of dumb, right? They
Kinda.
make everyone dumb as a joke, like they did with Thor.
Yeah.
Thor's an idiot, right?
Yes.
He didn't used to be this stupid. Now,
Yeah.
granted, hey, maybe 5 years alone and depressed, they could tie it into his storyline, maybe.
But
that
you're
he's
right.
been an Earthling for a while. But the dumbing down, even the Hulk is very soft and dumb. Lots of dumb jokes as compared to, and again, the Incredible Hulk's one of my favorite characters, the Savage Hulk.
Okay.
And I like Smart Hulk, I like whatever. But again, this MCU version of what they're choosing to do, a
But
lot
think
of
about
jokey stuff.
it's Disney's MCU
To a
version.
degree,
You know what I
it's
mean?
that,
So they're
yeah.
trying to make him a little more cuddly, but I
and
totally
that happened
get
in
you.
the comics.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But it's just the jokes, the
I'll say this.
amount of jokes.
It's the, and studies have proven this, and I call this the Kelso theory, and it's the reason why I feel like I could be successful in the realm of entertainment. Studies have proven that the more intelligent you are, the less people like you. And I believe the opposite is also true, right? So the dumber you are, the more people like you. Like the Kelsos in sitcoms classically, the dumb bimbo, blonde, ditz, whatever the fuck. Those are the likable characters. So to dumb down a Wong is a lazy way to be like, how can we make this character as likable as possible? And if anything, dumbing down Thor kind of turned the franchise around.
Oh, it absolutely did. Again, not the worst idea, but then it gets overdone a bit.
Mhm.
Wasn't it overdone in Thor Ragnarok? How stupid he was?
Right.
Yeah.
And this
You know?
is why more people
Or not
like
Ragnarok,
me
the
than
other
Herb
one, Love and
Stratford.
Thunder.
Yes.
Yeah, Love and Thunder. No,
Yeah.
I loved everything about Ragnarok.
Ragnarok's my favorite one of all time.
Yeah.
And,
And a
then
lot
he
of
gets
people
even
others.
stupider. is
Right,
the
right.
thing.
But and I think you could make the argument that it's just because he's so love struck, right? And he's
Maybe.
just so, you know what I mean? But I hear what you're saying. You
Yeah.
know, overall his IQ has declined, and
Yeah.
you can't just make it up.
And that's how, even again, the Abomination played for a lot of jokes, played for a
Mhm.
lot of silly jokes, his harem and his nonsense. A lot of silly.
All
Yeah.
right, let's move forward though. Let's talk about this because this seems odd just on the surface. It's a dating show called Dated and Related. So is
No.
this an incest banging show?
No.
What?
No,
Oh.
no. So this
All right, I'm
is-
out.
and just like that, and scene.
Yeah.
No, so Dated and Related is they put these siblings in a villa in the south of France, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's brothers and sisters, and one of the guys is two cousins, but basically they're all siblings, and they basically are setting you up for either your sibling is going to help you make a hookup, right?
Uh-huh.
Or is not going to help you, right? And then basically every episode, or maybe not every episode, but what happens is siblings get voted off, right? If they're just not doing it enough, like if they're just looking out for themselves, or they, C-blocked somebody, or whatever,
Right.
basically. So, and then they bring in new hotties, right? So
Okay.
a lot of really hot, really dumb people in their bathing suits.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Why didn't they call the show that?
and a lot of drama. Well, this is shorter.
Yeah.
A little more
Dated and
catchier.
Related. You
So-
know,
They know,
Oh,
they know
yeah.
what they're doing with the title there.
Yeah.
So it's I'm not a huge dating I don't watch The Bachelor. I don't watch The Bachelorette. I don't watch any
yeah,
of that
but you
garbage.
geeked out over Love Island. Don't lie about
no,
that.
I've never watched Love Island. I've watched Naked and Afraid of Love. Okay.
What about
Um,
F Boy Island?
Yeah,
Boy
no,
Island, I
F-Boy
watch- So I
Island.
watch So I watch stuff with a twist, right? If it's just a straight dating show, I have zero interest in that. But if it's some sort of a weird twist, I like Love Is Blind, where they don't see each other. I like that one. That was good.
Yeah, he's lying. It's like, I asked him before we got on the air, guys. We did a little
I
speed
have
break.
never
I
seen
said,
Love Island.
with Labor Day, like it's the official wrap up of summer. I'm like, what did you accomplish this summer? And he's like, I watched F Boy Island. a whole lot.
Dude,
Nothing.
I do so much stuff I
Proud.
can't even tell you.
I
I'm so
know.
many
I'm
things.
sure you're well accomplished. I get it.
You put me on the spot. You know how I don't do well when I'm under pressure.
I
You
know.
that.
I do love that. I do love that you do so terribly when you're
In
under
any kind
pressure.
of a speed break.
Right.
Yes.
And that said, Beef wants to play a game.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
I do. Yeah. There's another bedroom music in the background, but don't worry. That will wind up or wrap up here in a second. Let's see how good you do in a round of the last word.
I
Okay.
hate the last word.
I know you hate the last word. That's why I want to play it with you real quick, buddy. And this one, 30 seconds on the clock, and it's going to be a three-way last word. Okay? So
Sexy.
we're going to start off with Herb, then go to Rico, then go to Powers, back to Herb, Rico, Powers, boom, 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 boom. Okay? But I'm going to try to create categories where Herb is at an advantage because he does so bad at this. All right? So 30 seconds on the clock will begin.
That boy island question.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts about the New Deal.
Yeah.
Powers, we used to be friends.
We are, but once in a while.
There we
With the
go.
Green New Deal.
Yeah.
The Green New Deal. Here we go. 30 seconds on the clock. Herb Stratford. Name a movie starring Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. Go.
Well, Top Gun.
Top Gun. All right. There you go.
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
So good. Cocktail.
Okay.
Risky Business.
All right.
Born on the 4th of July.
Okay.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yep.
Oh, oh man, I was gonna do that. Okay, a legend.
Oblivion.
Okay.
I'm going to say Austin Powers Gold Member. But
He's not starring in that.
he's starring in the Austin Powers movie in Gold Member.
No, doesn't count. Give me another starring role.
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Ah!
Did I lose?
You lost. You can't count a cameo as a starring
He
role.
stars in the Austin Powers movie in the Austin Powers
Right.
universe.
It's a parody and it's a cameo. And then, no, it's not. We're talking about
I didn't have
reality.
any of the Tom Cruise movies. I had no idea.
I was running out, to be honest.
You
with
know, like who a real Tom Cruise fan is when they mention Oblivion.
Yeah, well, that's true. That
This
is
fucking
true.
guy.
I like that movie.
He's in a
actually.
Davis college student film.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah.
Tom Cruise, actually.
All right. So looks like Rico got that round. Here's another one. All right. 30 seconds on the clock. We'll begin. We'll start off with Rico since he won the last one. All right. Give me a movie starring Tom Hanks and go.
Philadelphia.
All right.
Forrest Gump.
Sleepless in Seattle.
Okay.
Castaway.
Not Bosom Bodies. A League of Their Own. A League of Their Own.
Yes.
Big.
Yeah.
Joe versus the volcano.
Okay.
Oh, the man with one red shoe.
Okay.
Oh man.
Surprised you remember that one.
We already said Sleepless in Seattle.
You said it.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
No wonder that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch. Okay.
Road to Perdition.
Toy Story.
Oh,
One of my
okay. Yeah.
all-time
I will.
effing favorite movies.
Road to Perdition.
Yes.
Yes.
It is so beautiful, and that's
Tony
oh.
score.
and the cinematography is what's his name? Caleb Deschanel, Zoe Deschanel's father. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful film, and the last film that Paul Newman did.
Yeah.
Is that how Zoe
So-
Deschanel got?
Got her career.
Yeah.
Probably.
Wow.
Her and her sister. She has an older sister. They're both actresses.
Yes. Yeah. What's the name of her older sister again? She was the first one that was super hot.
Well, I don't know.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion, by
Why
the
don't you
way.
keep up, Pops?
Yeah. Zoe Deschanel and fuck. What? Okay, who's the name of the two Deschanel sisters?
Dewey Deschanel.
Dewey. Yeah, it is. It is.
Zoe and Dewey.
And she's cute. It is. Isn't it Dewey?
I don't know.
No.
Shit.
No.
I thought it was something like that. Okay.
Well, I think it's a regular name, but anyway.
There's no regular name in the Deschanel family. Come on. They're all Hollywood. They've been Hollywood. Come on. You know.
Anyway.
Are you excited about their 1,000 years of longing?
I don't know. I mean, I'm
Short
interested in
answer,
the
no?
I'm
Okay.
interested in the cast, but I'm just sort of like I have so much other stuff.
Here, let's
that's,
get it.
low on the
Rockwell 2.1 KFMA. We're live on the podcast broadcast with film critic Herb Stratford. And coming up after Drowning Pool, we're going to break down Lord of the Rings, the Ring of Power series that just dropped on Amazon. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, are you going to be excited about this series?
yes.
I'm trying to do a tease,
Oh,
you son of a
sorry.
bitch. Stick around and find out Herb's answer. Oh, I guess it's yes. That's cool. You ever do radio before, bro?
What?
F-Boy Island.
All right. Clear. I know you maybe pressed 2 buttons here and I actually messed up. But yeah.
You ever done radio before, bro?
This is a great tease. This is a great tease. Do you even radio?
There's a new meme for us.
Yes. All right. Okay. Well, then turn the radio off immediately and go watch it. We are going to check out the trailer, though, for you guys watching the podcast broadcast. So that'll be cool.
That'd be cool, right?
Nice fresh videos for you there.
Oh, man.
Too much fun.
Well, how
That is
big a
good.
Lord of the Rings fan are you?
Look at him.
I am.
Similarian tattoo.
Okay, I will tell you that normally over the holidays, being like Thanksgiving, Christmas time, whatever, my wife and I will sit there and watch the extended version of the Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Not the Hobbit movies, because I think those are garbage.
Really?
Really? You
Lord of
think
the Rings.
all the hot? Well,
Yeah,
the fact of the matter that they made 2 out of it was bullshit, or did they
They
make
made
3?
like 4 out of it, didn't
Yeah,
they? I mean, it was
really?
ridiculous. Yeah,
And
totally
it's the
unnecessary.
smallest book of all of it. They should have
Yeah.
just stuck to the cartoon.
It's like a
and
novella.
yeah, that's
No, honestly, yeah, I love the extended cuts because there's so much more content. So the bar was very high for me. So
Is it because the Hobbit movies that the Tolkien family didn't want Peter Jackson to touch this property whatsoever?
they don't even own it anymore because when Amazon bought it, right, they didn't really have any say in it. I mean, they got tons of money.
I thought they
Oh, you were
did
telling
say.
us that Peter Jackson was
Well-
like the deal.
Well, Peter Jackson, they apparently approached him and then they like backed right off. They were just like, oh, never mind.
Right,
So
right.
you're right. It could have been the family that pushed back. I don't know. I don't
Oh.
know. I mean, I will say that.
Told it as news on the radio just 2 weeks ago, like it was all a fact.
Yeah.
Well, but then, these things change.
It's true.
Right. You know what I mean? You read one thing and then it changes. No, but I think the interesting thing is some of the fanboy stuff out there has been, look at the trailer and you can tell the costumes aren't as cool
Oh
as
my
what Peter
God.
Jackson did because they don't have as much embroidery. And it's like,
Oh my God.
come on.
embroidery.
And it's
Yeah.
like, yes, Peter Jackson spent, a decade of his life, right, making these movies and he was obsessed with every single detail and good on him, right?
yeah.
But that doesn't mean that, for a TV series, you're going to have the same kind of level as a major
Yeah.
motion picture.
Also,
So,
I'm sure the leather armor will
Yeah.
do just fine.
Well, no, I actually will disagree with you on that because the amount of money going into this project is absurd.
yeah,
and
it was
obscene.
almost $1 billion, I think, for 3 seasons, I think is what it
Yes.
was.
So way more than even what the budget of the original Lord of the Rings is. So they could have put more time and effort into.
But think about it. The original Lord of the Rings, they were penny pinching the whole time. And it was ridiculous because originally the Weinstein brothers were in charge and they only wanted 2 movies. And it was just like Peter Jackson was like, I don't want to work with those guys. And
Wow.
and then they, had to keep nickel and diming it. And I think, he really put his heart and soul into that. So, I don't think Amazon's going to do that. Amazon drops stuff. It doesn't, they get a bad review. They drop something.
That's
You
true.
know, So
Since they own it, right? And because I wonder how they make money on stuff. And I know it's Prime and whatever.
Yeah.
Does this get put on DVD? Do they sell box sets?
it's interesting. It's an interesting question because there's a lot of stuff like all of the Marvel stuff that was on Netflix, right? You know what I mean? Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Iron Fist, all that stuff. They never released it because they wanted you to,
Right.
So now that they don't have it, and now Disney owns that content, what happens to it? Because if it does, I don't even think you can find it anymore, right? It's not even available to stream, I don't think, because when it pulled off Netflix, it was gone.
Oh, they
gone.
put it on Disney Plus.
Did they
now.
plus? Now
Yeah.
they did, but
Now
they
they
spent like
just
2
added
years.
it. It
But the
was a
thing
while.
is there ever a release plan? I think that's a really good point. And I have a feeling something like this, they probably would, but they'll probably wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like wait like 2 or 3 years and then they'll be doing it because they want it's all about driving subscribers.
Okay.
Hmm.
Makes sense.
Okay.
See?
Huh.
I mean, I've just been baffled by all streaming by that, like DVD box set sales. Like if there's still a market for it.
Not really.
Because for collectors, I think there is.
Well,
Possibly.
but there has to be extra content. So, for example,
Always.
all the Lord of the or all the Game of Thrones seasons are out, but
Right.
the only reason anybody would buy it is because there's stuff you can't get online,
Right.
right?
Right.
But how much of that is there?
Right. I wanted to buy because what's it called Spider-Man No Way Home
Mhm.
coming, came out on DVD and all the extra stuff. They're going to re-release. in
They're
theaters with
re-releasing it
extra
this
stuff.
weekend.
Yeah.
11 minutes of extra footage
Yeah.
and then an extra bonus scene, which I
Yeah.
already know what it is. Which is good because they're replacing, if you recall, the bonus scenes in Spider-Man No Way Home. One of it was just a trailer for Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they replaced that.
Okay.
Kind of give you a heads up there. But yeah, and it's weird too because this is how dismal this year has been when it comes to theatrical releases. is that this will probably be number one over the weekend as well, because really there's been nothing worth seeing in theaters. And there maybe have been a couple things that were worth seeing, but nobody saw. And
Well,
I'm talking
and-
about that BJ Novak film. And
Yeah. Well, but this is traditionally the
slump.
dumping ground. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the dumping ground. Once mid-August hits, they just whatever they don't know what to do with. That's not awards contenders. They just dump it here. So this is always weird.
All I know is Bullet Train was one of the most fun movies I've seen in a hot minute. I had a
Right?
good time watching that.
Right?
I got some hate. I was like, I love this movie.
It was I loved it.
great.
It was
Great.
it was a perfect summer movie. It was just big, loud, obnoxious comedy, super violent.
And
Loved
you
it.
two are not alone. I did see kind of like a uprising online of just people talking about it, personal friends and other critics and stuff, just kind of changing their tune after like predicting it would kind of be kind of shitty and being like, actually, this is super fun.
Yeah.
So for Brad Pitt to continue to go out on top, because he's almost done. He's going to wrap up his career riding to sunset.
Yep.
So adding Bullet Train to that mix wasn't a bad idea in hindsight. So good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you enjoyed it. I still have to see it, and I guess that would have been a good theater film as well, because that's kind of a big film,
It is.
little
Yeah.
action paced, fast paced, whatever. Do you believe him as a badass still, even though he's like your age?
But ironically, you're right. In that
Yeah.
case, he is actually close to my age. I think he's a year or two older. But
Uh-huh.
but no, I do. But the thing is, it's like he's sort of the tired assassin, right? Like he can keep up with Bad Bunny, but he's just like, oh, come on, I just want to do my job, And so it's like it's sort of cool that he's that. You know what I mean? He's like not. I sort of have a hard time believing Tom Cruise a little bit because I'm like, all right.
Yeah, he's like 3'4".
What about what's his name from Better Call Saul, the actor?
Odenkirk.
Odenkirk.
Yeah, Bob
Nobody
Odenkirk.
when that
Yeah.
came
He
out.
trained,
I was
though.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're just talking about Bullet Train, and real quick for Powers, Bad Bunny is actually a musician as well, not just a wrestler.
I know.
yeah.
It's so surprising.
He's
Right.
a
Stallion
triple threat.
versus Bad Bunny.
Yes.
Triple
What's
threat,
going
man.
on?
I know, because he still doesn't know who Megan Thee Stallion is, which is crazy. And it's all right, we're back here with Herb Stratford as we teased, and the quick answer is yes, it's worth it. Lord of the Rings is back, and this time it's a series on Amazon Prime. 3 seasons they got signed on for, right?
Yeah, I think that was the initial order, and I think they really had to do that because to spin up something of this scale,
Right.
It's just. I mean, I think really it was like $750 million. It was close to $1 billion that they committed to this because they're hanging a lot. A lot of these streaming services when they launch, they want to have some sort of a signature piece, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, obviously Prime has been around for a long time, so the game is different for them. But this IP, this intellectual property of the Lord of the Rings material, obviously hotly sought after. So this series is based on earlier writings by Tolkien, takes place a couple hundred years before Lord of the Rings. So what's interesting is you do have a couple of characters like Elrond, the elf, and you got Galadriel also are in this as younger people. And so it's sort of cool to see what's going on and to see the world of Middle Earth before it's sort of the iteration later that you see.
These earlier writings, were they books as well or
Yeah.
short stories? They were?
Yeah, they were books. And then and they're cobbling stuff together. You know what I mean? So this is not a strict slavish, word from the page to the screen. They're sort of taking some liberties here and expanding stories and sort of if you're a purist, you're going to be like, oh, it's not the way it happened.
Okay.
But honestly, it's very entertaining. And I will tell you, I have not read all the Tolkien stuff. So I'm going in sort of cold to this early stuff. And I'm just more interested in the spectacle and the character backstories. And you get a lot of that. And then the effects are top notch.
Yeah.
So, anytime you get a troll, I'm there. So,
At what point, I mean, how many of us here in this room, all right, based off all the details in Tolkien's world and universe, believe that maybe he's from another time and that this is all just documentation and not fantasy? I mean, he did create an entire language with Elfish, and you can decipher that, learn it, like Stephen Colbert knows how to speak it fluently.
yeah.
Like the fact of the details of this Middle Earth make it almost seem historic as opposed to fantasy.
Yeah.
Am I the only one in this? Am I just mental or what?
No, I think you may be onto something because I think you're right. When you think about world building, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, this guy, not only did he world build language and written and songs and characters and backstories and geography. I mean, talk about a commitment. This is not just like Winnie the Pooh,
Right.
right? You know what I mean? This is
You know
not
the lore
blood
of
and
Winnie
honey.
the Pooh?
Yeah, 100 acre woods, deep.
So no, I think
Shire ain't got nothing.
you could make an argument, but also it's interesting if you know a little bit about Tolkien. He fought in World War I, and that really scarred him, and he lost good friends, and then he created these stories for his kids. So I mean, there is sort of an interesting thing there, but yeah, he's almost without peer,
right?
Really,
created these stories for his kids. He started writing them, and his kids were like 80 when he was done. This guy didn't stop writing. It is amazing, though. I'm super excited to check it out. All right, we're going to continue the conversation on the podcast broadcast. A lot more stuff coming up that Herb is going to review for us. Plus, we got questions like Sarah's asking if Herb has seen Me Time on Netflix yet. I know he's a huge Mark Wahlberg fan, so we're going to find out that answer and so much more. Coming up next on Beef Vegan Presents. Don't go away.
I love Mark Wahlberg.
There. I gotta do endorse it real quick.
His brother, he's awesome.
All right. Earlier this morning, we did our morning moron, and it was brought to you by Meth. In case you missed it, on KFMA. It's now 6:16. Time for morning moron. Meth.
I just laugh.
Sponsor of Morning Moron. And most of the stories that we do, even if we don't mention meth, we could pretty much almost assume that meth is somehow involved.
Hardly newer.
Yeah. Well, it seems like drug users are making it easier and easier for cops to catch them. It's almost like something is eating away at their brains. I don't know. I just can't put my nose on it. So there's a 30-year-old woman in Florida who saw some cops outside of a bar on Tuesday night. So she walked over to them and straight up asked, "Hey, police officers, can you arrest me? I have drugs on me." That's what she said. She literally said that. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, you have drugs on you? Sure, lady. I know we're Florida cops, and we assume that everyone has drugs on them, and they do. But if it's cocaine, is it really drugs in Florida? I don't know." And she's like, "Oh, no, it's not cocaine. It's meth." And they're like, oh, yeah, meth? Okay, those are drugs in Florida. So she pulled out 2 small baggies out of her pocket. Oh, that means intent to sell. Then she handed them to the cops and saying that they were meth. The officers conducted a field test. Chop, 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 snort. Oh, yes, that is meth. Came back positive for sure after they ran a couple laps around a police car. And they noted that the woman also seemed extremely high. So they granted her request because they're kind officers and arrested her for possession of a controlled substance. That's a felony, and it isn't her first arrest. Her rap sheet included convictions for narcotic possession, theft, tampering with a motor vehicle, forgery, all the tweaker stuff.
Yeah.
It's a tweaker bingo card. She got bingo several times over. Right? They straight up arrested her. She had her meth was so good, she turned herself in. Here's a mugshot of the lady in question that you'll see on the podcast broadcast a little bit later on with the side ponytail.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, only a tweaker would still rock that. I mean, it's totally 1989 right there.
Yeah.
Or if you're 9 years old. But anyways, walking up to police officers while on meth, telling them that you have meth, then handing over the meth and demanding to be arrested definitely makes you a morning moron.
Meeting with Martin.
What are you talking about?
Rico's just talking about sort of the genesis of Game of Thrones and how Benioff and Weiss, who were the showrunners, how number one, they had to pitch Martin that they could take his story to the small screen, but then also to get the network HBO to commit.
Right.
And they didn't have the chops, right? They were sort of TV guys, right? I mean, that was the thing. And and I mean, no matter how you feel about season 8, I mean, you got to hand it to the guys. They did a good job.
Yeah.
Started. It was wild.
Yeah. Well, and are you still a fan of House Dragons?
Yeah, I was gonna watch the 3rd episode last night, and I couldn't get my stupid password to work, so I don't have any gloating for you there. But
they secretly blacklisted you.
But
they finally saw my emails and complaints. Like, how's this guy getting it?
But no, I'm loving it. And actually, if you saw the first 2 episodes, the trailer at the end of season or episode 2 for episode 3 looked like it was about to get real. So I'm super jacked about what's coming. I think there's gonna finally be some dragon on dragon action.
Ooh, okay. Fighting or fucking?
Both.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
it's Game of Thrones. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Would that be a trip if they actually showed say 60 seconds of dragons mating? Like, the internet would explode over that.
Oh, yeah. That would actually break the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That would.
if they doubled down, like you said, literally like 2 minutes nonstop. They're like,
Yeah.
Are they gonna
With
stop
no
the scene?
cutaways.
No
yeah.
cutaways.
I don't know if that's ever
Spider
been.
coming out.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever been answered on film as far as
No.
yeah, like how do dragons mate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Connery as a dragon. You would have thought they would have had that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is true.
Uh-huh.
Nope.
See, I should be an exec producer on that series. I'd really bring it over the top. And I would.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be all dragon porn, trust me, but just enough. Like, honestly, 15 seconds is not enough, right?
No.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, if 60 seconds, it's enough to where, like, once you get past 30, like, oh my God, this keeps going, right? And then that extra 30 is like the longest 30 seconds ever. And say if you see like a dragon finish with just like, not necessarily like, projectiles, but like the tail twitching or something, it would get people talking, and then it would be a new meme, the whole thing.
The female beheads the male afterwards, like something like that. People didn't know about.
Yeah, praying
Yeah.
mantis style
Right.
for
Yeah.
sure. That's how.
Like, what?
That's why dragons are a thing today. Is
Dude,
because they kept on fucking.
A guy on YouTube that does like medieval, studies. He's like all excited. He's like, actually, dragons would fuck like that.
Yeah,
Have a whole new thing to talk about. You're a job creator.
yeah. All right. See,
job.
that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll be disappointed if you don't make some kind of TikTok video out of that shit before the end of the weekend. To be honest with you.
Dragons fucking.
Yeah. So you didn't see Me Time with Mark Wahlberg and Kevin Hart.
I did.
Oh, you did see it.
I did see it.
Okay. Did you not enjoy it?
I did not enjoy it.
Yeah, thoroughly not enjoy it, huh?
Thoroughly not enjoy it. Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I tried to watch it first like 20 minutes, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on with this film?
Yeah.
You got two major Hollywood stars. You would think this would be somewhat of an enjoyable layup, but no.
No, it just the weird thing for me is Wahlberg came out after he did that Father Stu movie. He came out and he said, "I'm only going to do faith-based movies from now on."
Right. So
This
he
is-
basically
it-
announced
it-
his retirement.
Yeah. And then this movie comes out and it's not faith-based, right?
No,
And it just and I'm Kevin Hart is always playing the same thing.
Uh-huh.
The hysterical, and I don't mean funny hysterical, I mean hysterical, little guy.
yes.
And I'm not trying to height shame any of that stuff, but it's just like it's a stick, right?
You are.
It's a
How
shtick.
tall are you though for the record?
6'4".
Exactly. Exactly.
But I just feel like his shtick is getting a little bit old. And I mean, I said that about Kristen Wiig. I mean, there's certain people you're just like, what's her name? Other bridesmaid woman.
McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy. Yeah.
You're just like playing the same role every
Yeah.
single movie you're in. And I'm just like, enough, right? I'm over it. I get it. I mean, Tiffany Haddish has tried to expand her roles a little bit. I think she's done a pretty good job of
Doing
not
okay,
just
yeah.
playing the same person.
I'm always curious, like how much of that is their choice though, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's maybe the roles they're getting, right? It's being
Yeah.
written for them. But I mean, yeah, Wahlberg, I don't know. I think he's so hit or miss. Sometimes you're like, yeah, and then there's a Transformers movie.
Right.
Talk about Jesus.
With Kevin Hart, though, you would think that he's in a position of being successful enough he could pick his own roles. And I guess he did kind of he had a Netflix series that nobody cared about, which is called like Real Life or something like that.
the
right?
heart to heart one or whatever.
No. He did a series basically like a fictional representation of his own life.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's actually not that bad. I didn't finish it, but it wasn't that bad. And what's it called? My streamer's got to help me out on this one.
What?
The name of the series just came out less than 2 years ago. But not too much fanfare, to be honest with you.
well, and he's got, and I haven't watched it yet because I don't know what station I don't know what streamer it's on, but he's got a talk show and it's called like Heart to Heart. And
That's
it's
on
like him-
Peacock, and that's just
Okay.
him drinking cognac with celebrities and
Okay.
smoking cigars, and it's like podcast. It's whatever. It
Okay.
depends on who his guest is. He had Chris Rock on, and I watched a couple of them. It's nothing new. In fact, I rather him do the ice tub stuff because it's a little funnier, and it's the same thing. You're just interviewing somebody.
Mhm.
And it's at a point where it's almost smug, right? Where these guys are just like, it's all A-listers all
Yeah,
come
yeah,
together,
yeah.
drinking like fucking fancy wine and stuff. You're like, oh, yeah. Oh.
You stepped over the homeless people on the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Not to discredit or take away what he's accomplished in his life, and he started from nothing, and a lot of his guests probably the same way. Excuse me. But Fuck you, rich guys. I'm over it. You know what I mean? Like it's
Jerry Seinfeld driving around in his Bentley.
Well,
Right.
driving. Yeah, what is it? Comedians and I watched one episode of that and I was like, why would I watch this?
There's some good conversations. Some in those. I mean, I have seen a lot, but
I mean, I feel like carpool karaoke is more entertaining, right? Just because like the shock value when the person gets in the car and then it's sort of fun because Corden is sort of infectious in terms of like he's so enthusiastic and you feel like that's the way you'd be, right? If you were, and then you're like, oh, he knows way more lyrics than I do.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, you know what I learned today from Rico was you're only able to remember a certain amount of names, and that's called.
It was Dunbar's number, but I was off on that. I thought it was memorizing names. It's actually like close people you can have relationships with. That's a
really
a theory.
How many cleose people can we have relationships with?
Well, at least maintain like normal 150 is the number, I believe.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, what?
I'm at like 1.5.
Yeah,
back in the day.
Yeah, well, that takes a lot of time.
Okay, so the series I was talking about that is actually a departure from Kevin Hart in a way, but at the same time where he's kind of playing himself. It's a show called True Story, and it's on Netflix. And it came out in 2021. And again, not much fanfare behind this. For whatever reason, Wesley Snipes is in it as his brother, and he puts on a great performance. And it's the story here. Here's the rundown. So Kevin Hart plays himself in a way as a successful comedian, right?
Okay.
But then he has hanger-ons and people in his life that are still kind of up to no good. He ends up fucking cheating on his wife a little bit and then wakes up one day next to a girl who's dead. And then so his brother, who's straight out of prison, helps him kind of get rid of the body. And then they carry this secret with them, trying to cover it up and not get caught. And things start to unravel. That's the show. And it's on Netflix. And I'm telling you what, man, if my girlfriend got into it, I'd watch the whole thing. And it was a little over her head, but I was actually intrigued by it, and it wasn't bad. And again, it was outside the box of the same old bullshit from Kevin Hart. And I'm surprised it didn't get more notoriety because of it.
So is it a more straight drama than less a comedy then?
A little bit.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like you said, he's a comedian, so obviously, he's playing that, and that's an element of it. But all right.
Yeah, there's many layers to this. And, he has relationships with his joke writers, a female joke writer there. There are elements that you feel like he's kind of breaking or just kind of elements where you kind of feel like, hey, yeah, that's probably his real life, or how much of this is actually from his real life. Good morning, Chef Gary. Gary, I gotta have you on soon for Knife Fight, by the way.
Yeah.
I keep saying this, but I'll text you, even though it's a Labor Day weekend, so maybe after next week. But yeah, no, it was good. The next thing we're going to talk about here in about a minute 50. Now, I know Anthony asked about the troll hunting movie.
Yeah, and I need to look at that because I remember hearing about it, but there was a movie called Troll Hunter, which was like a Norwegian movie, right?
I remember that one.
And I think it was like in, I don't know, maybe 2016 or whatever, and it was awesome. I saw it at Sundance. It was just amazing movie. So I'm a little surprised that it's taken this long for somebody to do it, and I hope they don't screw it up.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the original content. You just look at Hollywood sometimes and they're like, oh, we're gonna remake this movie, and it's like, no, it's fine, leave it alone.
Do you think they'll ever remake Human Centipede?
As what?
They gotta change the animal.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Which animal should they change it to, Rico?
Manatees.
Manatees.
I don't know.
Manatee, yeah.
We'll see.
Yes.
Let me brainstorm that one.
I mean, did you enjoy Human Centipede, to be honest?
I never watched it.
Never watched
it.
You guys have to watch it.
No, we don't.
Look, you don't have to watch part 2 or part 3. Okay.
Just the first one?
Yeah, it's just the first one, because it's to a point where it's so camping over. There's a reason why it became this sensation. And it is laugh out loud, obnoxious and obscene, and you can't believe it. But super intriguing at the same time. It's a spectacle. It's worth watching once. I don't know if it's a date night movie. I don't know if you want to have sex afterwards, but
Can we try that? You want to try
Human Centipede? I'm strongly encouraging you. You have to see it.
I just feel like my mind fills up more craziness than the actual movie itself.
Well, that might be
Probably.
true.
I'm just
Probably.
like,
Yes. I mean, just because you're kind of crazy, but it's still Good movie. All right, let's see.
Take your word for
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're here with film critic Herb Stratford. Now, there is a big blockbuster that's coming out that initially got some buzz when trailers dropped like 6 months ago. Now that's coming out to theaters and it's starring big stars. I don't see anyone really giving a crap about this movie. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. It's interesting. So we're talking about 3,000 Years of Longing,
Yes.
and of course the big stars are Tilda Swinton and Idris Elba, because there's two A-list people, right?
Yes.
And this is by George Miller, who directed the Mad Max movies, and so it's like you're thinking, oh, all right, this guy is strong visual stuff, great cast. And the story is basically Tilda plays a sort of she's like a scholar, and she's in Istanbul for a conference, and she ends up uncorking the bottle that Idris Elba is in.
Right.
And so, of course, the issue she's got is she's a scholar of tales and mysteries and stuff, and so she knows this is a trap, right? The three wishes. Everybody knows, if you have three wishes, you got to be really careful, right? So basically, she's sort of going through this process with this genie, knowing that she's this is dangerous and she's got to figure it out. So this is definitely a grown-up movie. There's it's not Mark Wahlberg and Kevin Hart burning things down.
Do you see Idris? See, I'm looking at the thing. I see Idris Elba come out like this huge genie at first. Do you see him naked?
I'm not gonna. No spoilers.
Okay. Oh,
because,
is that a spoiler?
This is gonna next thing it's gonna go into a genie penis story, and then
not genie penis, but I mean
that for wishes.
He's a 20-foot black man. I'm just saying,
I know what you're saying.
There's math.
He
there.
knows what you're saying.
This is more of a talking film. Let's just put it that way.
Okay,
a lot of
talking,
a lot of storytelling. For my money, I'm really waiting for Furiosa, which is the new Mad Max movie. That's the thing I'm really jacked about that he's working on. He's filming down in Australia right now.
Oh, they're working on that.
Yeah. And Chris Hemsworth's in it, and Anna Taylor-Joy is the young Furiosa.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's good. With this, you think it kind of affected this film's potential in a negative way that Idris Elba literally just released a brand new movie in theaters like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, the Beast movie with a giant lion.
Right.
Well, and here's the thing I think about this movie. I think to your earlier point about there was a lot of buzz about this movie. I think what happened was they got this movie, they did it, they got it back, and they were like, oh, this is not awards film. We got to figure out what to do with it. And they looked at the weekend, they picked the weekend, and they didn't really think about, oh, he had another movie. Because it's sort of awkward when you have these films drop really close to each other, right?
Yeah.
It's not good for your brand as an actor.
No.
I think you're right. I think there's a little bit of that here.
Now, visually, this film does look entertaining and enjoyable.
Yeah.
So, but what has been the early reviews and buzz on this? It's just still a hot mess?
No, it's 72%. So, I mean, it's, it's some solid stuff, but I think there's just a lot of people who are like, I don't get it. Is this a genie movie? Is that because, Tilda Swinton is very much an art house sort of a weirdo, pardon my phrasing on that, but you know what I mean? She does very esoteric and odd films. So you put her in with Idris and you're like, so what's the audience here? Where are we, who's this aimed at, right? How do you market this movie? And I think they've struggled with that.
Okay.
It's not like Wine Ant meets Genie. It's like not like plastered on the poster. Yeah, it looks very visually stimulating. Like I get what is that? The Everywhere, Everything All at Once vibes from this kind of thing. So we don't know exactly what it is.
But that one, everybody knew because it was A24, it was going to be a quirky, right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the trailers were funky, and they sort of know their audience. This one, I feel like it's a big studio release, and I feel like the marketing department was just like,
Idris. Everybody loves that guy.
All right, that might be one that you wait till it drops on a streaming services. Speaking of which, we're going to let you know which things are coming out to the streaming services that are brand new this weekend that you might want to check out. Plus, there's a couple big releases that are making their way to Disney Plus and HBO Max this weekend that a lot of people are very excited about. We'll recap that and more with Herb Stratford right here on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right. I forgot to give out tickets to Day to Remember, which I will. In fact, actually, how about we do this exclusively to our streamers here?
You could.
If one of you guys are a fan of A Day to Remember, you want to go see them, and you haven't won tickets in the last 30 days at the Mesa Amphitheater on October 27th, give me a call right now, 600 KFMA, 600-5362. And I'll lock you in. You'll get those tickets for A Day to Remember. That's going to be a cool punk rock show that's happening. And who else is on that lineup? It's actually...
whoever can call in and make the best dragon sex noises.
Yeah, we got to make it hard.
No, just the first person. The Used is on there. and Movements Magnolia Park. Movements Magnolia. So that's October 27th, Mesa Amphitheater. If you want to go to that show, give me a call right now, because I know a lot of people did want to go to that show. Earlier this morning, we did a little F My Life. We ended with a doozy on this one. In fact, this F My Life at the end will blow your mind, Herb.
All right.
Yeah. And in case you missed it, one little something like this.
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Awkward. It is awkward.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, time for another edition of your Friday F My Lives. These are emails sent to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you can call us right now as we're live, 600 KFMA. That's 600-5362. And Rico at Powers and myself will weigh in on your F My Life situation. You guys ready?
Let's
Yes,
get 'em.
sir.
All right, Clarissa sent me this first email. It's a doozy. She wrote, the other day, my husband and I did artificial insemination.
Okay.
Okay. At the hospital, they mixed up the sperm and didn't realize until it was too late. I'm now pregnant with a stranger's baby.
That's
F My Life? What do you
worst thing
say?
ever. Yeah, that's an F My Life.
Well, you say F My Life, okay? Well, what do you say, Rico?
F everyone's life.
Yeah.
At that point. My Lord.
The three of them.
Look. If I'm going to be optimistic here, silver lining, at least Clarissa, you know that the baby will be half yours. All right.
There you go.
And let's hope that stranger is a dashing tall man who's got a good crossover or something. You know what I mean?
Still get the text right off.
Right. But the majority
Yeah.
says F My Life. All right. Next F My Life situation sent to me by Nikki. She said, today I broke up with my boyfriend. After he left my place, I realized he took my Sonicare toothbrush because he knew that I would be more upset about missing that than our relationship. He was right. I'm really upset about it. F My Life, Rico.
Chad moves.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you're going to say F My Life
Big
for the Chad
baby.
move?
Well, yeah. Sure.
Which one is it? You don't confuse me.
If she's that upset over a toothbrush, F her life. Sure.
Okay.
But
It is a Sonicare toothbrush.
It is.
You ever had
They're
those?
expensive.
Yeah, they're amazing. What do you say, Powers?
I'm gonna say big baby. That's what you get. He knew what to take. So, you know.
Ooh,
It's a
that's what you
shame.
get for breaking up with.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is mine now.
You gotta not let him know what your favorite item is.
In a relationship.
Well, it depends on how much they were together. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to disagree with both you guys. Definitely an F My Life, Nikki. All right. Here's our next F My Life situation sent to me by Ray. Today, I was in a legal dispute with my neighbor, but he uses his autism as an excuse for being an a-hole. I know people with autism much worse than his, who are the nicest people, but this guy uses it like a get out of jail free card, especially in front of police or whenever we go to court. So is that enough My Life for Ray Powers?
Yeah.
Okay. Rico.
Big baby. She's probably an Aries or something. I blame her personality and her zodiac.
This is great that you're assuming that this is a woman, because there's nothing in here that says there's a woman involved in this situation. It was a neighbor.
Sounds like a Karen.
Oh my God. You're projecting so hard right now. All right, 2 more left.
He's laughing so hard.
You're making me wheeze. All right, here we go. 2 more left. Brandon said, today at work, a woman came up to the snack bar, and ordered a pretzel with no salt. When I served her the food, she angrily complained about it having no salt, followed by her throwing the whole thing in my face. F My Life and F customers.
Yeah.
What do you say, Rico?
Yeah, that sounds painful.
Yes, yeah, those
It
pretzels,
stings.
they're not as soft as they are advertised, that's for sure.
It's true. That's
yeah.
an F My Life. Customer service is the worst.
Yes, 100%, dude. All right, and final F My Life of the day. I saved the worst for last.
Okay.
Courtney sent me this email, and she wrote, last week, I took my boys over to her grandmother's house. We had a nice supper together. We all talked, played board games, and watched TV. After a while, I couldn't find my 13-year-old son.
Uh-huh.
He was in his 67-year-old grandmother's master bedroom,
Oh,
J-O-ing with her dirty granny panties.
what in the world?
I don't even think I have to ask.
No.
So, thanks for that email, Courtney. And you
You're-
should have gave an alias.
freaking nightmare. But
talking about Tom Cruise. Real quick, 2 things. Gary called in, Chef Gary, and did a dinosaur sound or whatever.
Impressive.
It was great. Unfortunately, we were playing a clip, so you guys didn't get to hear that. And congratulations to Liz, who's a streamer, OG streamer here, called in, picked up those tickets for a day to remember. I appreciate you, Liz. And I know that show's going to be awesome. Plus Mesa Amphitheater, and it's going to be October 27th, so it's going to be beautiful. That's one of my favorite venues ever in this state. Have you seen a show at Mesa Amphitheater, Herb?
I have. Yeah. I'm trying to think what I've seen a couple things. I can't remember the last one, but yeah, Mesa Amphitheater is great.
Mm-hmm.
Easy in and out. It's a great venue. Love it.
Yeah, all lawn. And, I wanted to do, and this sucks because it happened after I moved down here. I wanted to do a big kind of rock local music festival there and build it up. And they eventually did one after I left, and but it wasn't as successful because I wasn't there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Legitimately, I had a lot of momentum going on. But yeah, whatever. It's good. I want to talk about this Elvis that's dropping on HBO Max and revisit it in a way. Are they gonna have the director's cut on HBO Max? Do you know?
What? Baz Luhrmann? I don't think so. I haven't heard anything in the trades about that. I mean, and Baz Luhrmann, I don't know. For me, he just doesn't do it. I hated Moulin Rouge. I just
So did you watch this Elvis movie and dislike it?
No, didn't even watch it.
Yo, so you won't even watch it?
No.
Because you're anti-Baz?
Yeah. And I'm also sort of on the fence about Tom Hanks playing Colonel Tom Parker. I feel like that's sort of celebrity casting. I feel like that's just, just like I'm a little worried, honestly, I'll tell you, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm a little worried about Tom Hanks as Geppetto in the new Pinocchio movie that's coming out on Disney Plus.
But he's a talent of an entire generation, as far as actors are concerned.
He's not Italian.
Yeah, but you don't need to play every role. Right. I mean, I think he's even admitted he shouldn't have made those other movies that he did where he was the guy investigating the Freemasons and the Catholic Church and the whatever.
That was an Italian thing, but
Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, Da Vinci
Code. Yeah.
And he said he shouldn't have played Andrew in Philadelphia, but at the same time, people countered that. Bill Maher had an excellent argument against it. Be like, that's what acting is, man. You don't have to actually be that person.
I agree. With that one, I think that makes sense. And I think, but you were talking earlier about, crossing ethnic lines or disability and ability, right?
Right.
So that's a little different than just playing somebody.
And obviously I was being absurd about that because, I don't think that should be the case as well. I do think when it comes to acting, you're pretending to be whatever said person, and it should be the best person to be cast, period.
Yeah.
John Wayne as Genghis Khan will be the top of all time.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up because that's a real winner. Yeah.
I didn't even recall that, but yeah. So John Wayne was Genghis Khan. Yeah. So
he was.
We've come a long ways from there, at least. There has been progress. It's slow, but it's been progressing over.
It's true. Yeah. Hollywood's got some bad skeletons in that.
Oh yes. I was eating at El Charro. Shout out Chef Gary again, right? And I was I was sitting in the original El Charro right downtown off Stone, and I told my girlfriend, I was like, just imagine how many famous people ate here, right? And she's like, "Oh, you think?" I'm like, "Fucking think? Are you kidding me?" Like, yes, like this restaurant. It was like the restaurant, still the restaurant for 100 straight years, and Tucson was a huge filmmaking destination. All the West
people would stay at the Arizona Inn. I mean, we're talking Clark Gable and, like all the old Hollywood stars, they would come here, and they'd come here because they could get out of the limelight, right? They could drive over from LA. A lot of people wouldn't know who they were. Tucson was a little bit sleepy. They could sort of have this getaway.
Yeah. Still is.
Who lives out here again? Anybody famous as like a ranch? I thought we had a couple names.
Well, McCartney, and actually Linda died here. Linda McCartney, Paul's second wife. But for a while, Sharon Stone had a place here. I think one of the Baldwin boys had a place here. A lot of those folks have sort of pulled up stakes because as soon as some of the media got a hold of it, they would start hanging out and, like being obnoxious. And they sort of chase some of these folks out of town, which is too bad. But I think, honestly, there probably are a couple people that have places here. We just don't know who they are.
Right. Yeah. I just want to see Christopher Walken at the buffet bar one day. What are you doing here?
At the corral,
like a place at Blue Willow. I have a friend that works at Blue Willow. I've seen the likes of like Adam Sandler and a bunch of people right there off Campbell. So
and Adam comes to town once a year, I think, at least.
I think he has a sister in town.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, so there is some odd celebrity connection here. Well, and I think it's not like celebrities aren't visiting other places, right? There's obviously celebrities in Scottsdale, Arizona all the time, but It's a smaller town, so you get a kind of a bigger ripple effect and buzz when you got a celebrity sighting. That's where we met Kevin Smith, which apparently Clerks 3 is going to be shit.
We're not talking about it till next week.
Okay. All right. Well, this is called a Herb tease. Will Clerks 3 be worth seeing? No. Find out next week.
Tune in next week.
Sorry.
That's right. We only been doing radio for together for a few years now.
Yeah, it's true.
In fact, actually, I was going through the YouTubes because I was trying to pull up a man in the street video I did, but I think it was about Memorial Day, where I went to U of A and I asked students, why do we celebrate Memorial Day? And of course, U of A students had no fucking clue. I couldn't find it on the KFMA page for whatever reason. No, so that's odd. I have to search through shit. But I know also, speaking to the videos, that time that I tried to get you to give that review to Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Would you tell Kevin Smith to his face that you did not enjoy Clerks 3?
I think I would. I feel like you're setting me up, but I think I would because I feel a little bit more confident in, and now I've, been doing this for a lot longer than when you and Schmonty set me up. So I feel like I could have an intelligent conversation. I would not be baited into saying, "Oh, you suck, dude." I'm not going to do that, but I would just say, I got to tell you, it just made me miss. I can't talk about.
It's crazy.
I can't talk about Clerks.
It's crazy. We have been working together for a long time, and you do know me well. So joining us on the stream, ladies and gentlemen, is Kevin Smith. Kevin, are you there? Nah, just kidding. Nah.
You had me for 0.5 seconds.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
The gotcha moments. Oh, I didn't plan ahead. I tell you, the truth is, Kevin hasn't responded to the last 2 times I texted him, so I stopped bothering him.
You got to get the message at some point, right?
I don't want to be that guy, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure, actually, it's a good opportunity it sounds like he's going to need all the person he can get. Huh? So I'll hit him up again and be like, hey, you got a junkie going on? Get us on. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're catching up here with Herb Stratford on the broadcast. We talked about things that you really weren't excited about. Is there anything that you got going on this weekend that's coming to the streaming services that is actually good?
Well, let's be honest. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power is something I'm excited about.
Yeah, you did geek out about that. Okay.
That's good. So I will say there's 2 interesting things that are streaming. One is called Burial, and it's sort of a quasi-drama horror movie about these Russian soldiers who are trying to take Hitler's body back to the Kremlin after he killed himself at the end of World War II. And there's sort of some weird stuff going on, right? Because they got Hitler's body, right? And they're trying to do it on the down low. They're taking it by a truck every night. They're burying it. So nobody's supposed to know they have it because Stalin wants the body. He wants proof that Hitler's dead, right? So this is based a little bit on something that actually happened because the Russian soldiers did find Hitler's. They got to the bunker before the Americans. And they did take his body and they dug it up and they buried it and they dug it back up and moved it a couple times because it was like a big thing, right? To have Hitler's body. So anyway, this is a very interesting, edgy film. I really dug it. It's sort of a horror movie, but not really. It's just sort of a creepy thing that happens. And these poor soldiers, interestingly enough, Tom Felton, who plays Malfoy in the Harry Potter movies, he's in this movie. He's not one of the soldiers. He's sort of one of the locals that in one of the places they stop. This is a pretty good film. I actually dug this. 76% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's on AMC. So that's worth watching.
And just a film, okay?
Yeah, just a movie. And then the other thing is a doc, which is called Explorer. And this is about this guy who is Ranulph Fiennes, who is the brother of Ralph Fiennes, the actor who played actually another Harry Potter reference. Voldemort. This is his older brother, and he is this incredible world explorer. He's been on he walked across Antarctica. I mean, this guy's he's nuts. He's
in real life.
Crazy, yeah, cool, super cool explorer. Been to all the deserts, all the jungles, all over the place, and he's probably late 70s now. So I mean, he's much older than his brother. But really interesting documentary about this guy's life because this is back when you could do that, right? In the world when you could go and explore someplace and you would be, you'd be like a member of the National Geographic Society and they would fund your expedition to go find, whatever. Yeah. So it's a super cool documentary about this guy's life because no one has lived a life like this. Speaking of what have you done this summer, this will make you feel like your whole life is a waste.
Right.
Because this guy's done everything.
I'm stoked about this one.
Yeah. Did you see some of the stills of this guy, Rico, in this trailer that I'm playing right now?
I'm watching it right now. It looks intriguing.
Yeah. You could tell that guy F's. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if there's an aura about a guy, just like, he's conquered life.
He's got kids in every continent. Let's just say that.
He doesn't know how to drive for crap.
Well,
but...
yeah, and that's sort of what's funny about it because you've got this parallel where he's like, breaking boundaries, but he drives his car, it's all beat up because he keeps running into stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's really good.
He got blind from effing too much.
It's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's
wow!
When does this come out?
It's out now. You can find it. It's streaming.
I'm watching this.
Yeah, stream it. Yeah, nice. Wow. Hell, it sounds motivational. We're gonna talk a little bit more about that and then unpack some things while we get ready for a beef tip after these words. So you can join us on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan, or keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
There's this other.
That's a man's man, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, legit. He's the real deal, man.
I
was just like, I saw the trailer and I'm like, yeah, I think I want to watch this.
Yeah.
And it was just like, holy crap. I looked at my wife and I'm just like, oh my God.
There's no Google Maps back then.
Yeah.
He cut off his own fingers? Did he cut off his own fingers? He did cut off his own fingers. It says it right here in the trailer. It's not a spoiler.
He did. Yeah.
Why do you gotta it's literally in the trailer and you gotta be a dick about it? I don't want to say, but it says it right there, man.
Dude, because the publicist is listening to this.
Oh. Yeah, but still.
I'm just saying.
It's the trailer.
They want, they're interested. I just want to make sure that I don't make the publicist unhappy and then I won't get
You're very nice. You're very nice. And I apologize to the publicist, but at the same time, publicist, have you seen the trailer? Because I got it still right there. Here we go. Let's go full screen. I cut off my own fingers. Am I a dick for assuming as much?
Yeah, well. No,
just don't talk about the dragon sex scene in there.
Yeah, right.
That he finds. He comes across.
If anybody would find it, it'd be this guy.
Exactly.
And then you see his fingers.
Yeah.
I mean, he shows, and this is, obviously, like the reveal in the documentary is what led him to that point.
It was just a tip.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell it's just a tip. It's got the nubs.
I'm playing the room, Rico.
I like it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm that audience. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
But it's obviously he's probably in Antarctica, someplace frozen, started getting frostbite, had to make that decision.
That's what I noticed too. I love the idea of like the explorer phenomenon, back in the day. There's like guys that would explore Antarctica, the South America. It's like the new frontier of everything. There's like the most fascinating larger than life characters that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, no, they don't. You're absolutely right. Yeah, because now the fascinating larger than life character is Elon Musk, right?
I guess. Soft pitch.
Honestly, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing though, to your point, Rico, you had this thing where that, as you said, beef, man's man, right? I mean, it's like this was now a man's man is some rich billionaire who wants to go to space in his penis-shaped rocket, right? I mean, you know what I mean? That's considered exploring, right? Where back then it was like, and also there is a little bit of white privilege here. These were all wealthy English, right? British guys who were going and exploring places where there had been people for a long time, right? So it wasn't really like we discovered America, right?
That's like me exploring Compton.
Yeah, right. And trying to come back.
Documentary.
Yeah. So but I think it is interesting when you put it in that context of, have we explored everything? Right. And even, I think about the only other person I can think of that's a white explorer like this would be Cameron.
Say James Cameron. Yeah.
Right. Going down to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Right.
Yes, exploring the bar.
I mean, but honestly, he actually put some money out there and he actually did some serious science and not just sitting around. I'm going to buy Twitter.
Right.
A fact that I came across this week actually was that 80% of the ocean has been unexplored so far. 80%.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think would be down there? What's one thing you feel like someone will be able to discover in that 80% of unknown ocean?
Underwater dragon sex.
Yes.
Nice callback.
I was thinking that. Yeah.
But no, have you seen the photos of like the goblin shark or like the hooker angler fish, whatever it is? I'm like, that's all I need to see to never want to go in the water again.
That's true. I'm with
you.
Yeah. No, I don't think we're gonna find any kind of great lost civilization or like Cameron's, big alien spaceship down there in the abyss.
I think exactly that. I think there was a UFO video. Who knows if it was real? Probably not, but still. Of a UFO just going straight into the ocean.
In the water,
and if in theory, if intelligent life was going to be going across the cosmos and visiting our state, our planet, they could easily go in the ocean and chill out and all that pressure and stuff. And that would be the best place to hide on Earth because there's no way, civilization at this point can figure it out. They could have a full-blown Atlantis down there, full-blown nightclub, just a bunch of aliens from all over the cosmos, just fucking.
We drain the Mariana Trench. We just see a bunch of cracked out partying aliens. We're just like, oh,
like with solo cups, like
yes,
red solo cups.
yeah. What if the bottom of our ocean is the universe's Grant and Alvernon?
I'm gonna quote you on that.
Could be. No, you may be right. I just think, in my mind, I think that it's so dark, the pressure's so high. Really, all you're going to find is some freaky animals, like
I apologize. I stopped listening as soon as you said you may be right. I'm like, good. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Yeah.
No, but it is interesting. I mean, and the reality is the Earth. It's 80% water. The mass of the Earth is I think it's 4% water or something, right? So I mean, a lot of the Earth is hard, whatever, rock and mantle and all that stuff. Magma. But yeah, I don't know if we'll ever explore the whole ocean. I don't know if that's possible.
Eventually.
Don't tell that to James Cameron.
We're going to have water world because the polar caps are melting, so we're going to lose a lot of our land.
That's great. We're almost wrapping up the show here, Herb. We're back on the air, Rock 102.1. So this is some of the positive notes that you're going to get going into your Labor Day weekend. So feel good about that. And enjoy it while the Earth continues to melt, and we're just going to be all underwater. No, I do have a beef tip for you, and of course, it is Labor Day weekend. Have you guys have any special plans for Labor Day weekend by chance?
No, I got to do a lot of work.
A lot of work? Well, you should at least barbecue. Yes. A lot of people do that. So I got some stats and facts, actually, I can share with you about Labor Day weekend before I get into your beef tip. Actually, they celebrate Labor Day weekend in Canada, but they spell it differently. It's a labor with a U instead of just LOBOR. Don't know why.
Fancy.
They also celebrate Labor Day in Japan around this time, but they actually cohabit it with Thanksgiving. So this weekend is a mix between Thanksgiving and Labor Day that they call Labor Thanksgiving Day. Yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. Some other facts here. 35% of the workforce belonged to unions in 1950s. Now we're just screwed. And they're like, good luck on your own. In one poll, 68% of people said Labor Day is their favorite holiday, which seems like it has to be a mistake until you remember that people like getting drunk. And you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And one more stat here, 51% of Americans have gone a year longer without taking a vacation. So I hope you are considering taking a vacation and extending your vacation. A lot of people actually take Friday off before Labor Day so they could have a 4-day weekend. Ooh. I wasn't that smart. Let's get into the beef tip here. Researchers are throwing red flags about people who use blue light devices and about what the blue light gives off on your cell phones when you see that at night. We already know that it causes eye strain, but a new study shows it can accelerate the aging process. The scientists use fruit flies to study the theory because they have a similar cellular makeup to humans. And the team warns that excessive exposure will speed up your aging and change the chemicals in your brain. And if you don't believe me, look at Herb Stratford. He's 22 years old.
I knew it was coming.
He's only 22 years old.
I knew
He's
it was
always
coming.
watching movies on his phone.
I knew it.
Let him be a lesson in life. All right. I love you, Herb. And everyone else for listening, thank you guys so much. That is all the time we have for our show. I hope you have a great Labor Day weekend. We'll be back here Tuesday morning around 10 or 6 a.m. My nose is running, so I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish
I know you saw it coming. I'm sorry.
Soon will come and
I like all this motherfucker. I know what's going to happen.
You see a fan come into the screen right now and punch you.
I said you were 22. That's good.